Howdy folks, I'm Hank Sheffer, and welcome to another true life story right here with Larry Hedrick on Mysteries of the Superstition Mountains.
In the late 1950s, there was a man in Apache Junction by the name of Bill Creighton. He was promoting Apache Junction from a lazy, sleepy city to a going concern, and he was busy promoting the town when Apacheland Movie Ranch was built, and when the Superstition Hotel was built where the movie stars stayed while they were filming, and when the Colt 45 baseball field was built, things like that. But he was not satisfied with what he had accomplished, and he was seeking to get national and even international fame for Apache Junction, Arizona. In 1960, a national committee was established consisting of 8 different states. And he called and talked to each governor of each of these states to establish Highway 70 as the Lost Dutchman Gold Route, claiming that that was the route that many people took when the California gold rush occurred. It was very successful. And in 1961, a monument was built where the Lost Dutchman Monument is in Apache Junction today to put this plaque up. This plaque was 22 inches wide and 27 inches high and weighed about 30 pounds. 5,000 people attended this dedication, including dignitaries from all 8 states, coast to coast, from North Carolina through Tennessee, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and California. Even consul members from Germany came over for this dedication. It was hugely successful. End of story, right? Wrong. The plaque was stolen. It was rumored that it was between a feud between a private citizen and the sheriff's office. It was also rumored that this plaque served as a hatch cover on a tramp steamer on a trip around the world, and then taken off the steamer, not necessarily by the same person, and hidden in the Superstition Mountains. Well, in 1988, a member of the Historical Society received information disclosing the location of the hidden plaque in the Superstition Mountains. The Historical Society then wrote a letter to the sheriff's office and received an answer that the sheriff was no longer concerned about pursuing this episode. So the plaque was recovered by Ron Feldman and Tom Collenborn. Ron Feldman was the owner of the OK Corral, who rents horses and takes trips through the Superstition, and Tom, of course, was the co-founder of the Superstition Mountain Historical Society. End of story, right? It's on display at this museum. No, not the end of the story. In 1991, a group of people called Evitus Clampus, which was formed during the Mexican War in 1846, and claimed that Ulysses Grant himself was one of the founders of the organization. They had a meeting out at the Don's Camp on Peralta Road, which is the eastern entrance into the Superstition Mountains. And the member of the Don's Club suggested that I bring the plaque out to display it, because the E. Clampus Vitus was going to raise money to reinstall the plaque. One of the members of the Evitus Clampus was just absolutely amazed when he saw the plaque, because he had one. He found it in a storage unit in California near Santa Barbara, which would be the coastal place where the plaque was supposed to be placed in the first place. It was still in its original crate and undamaged, and he acquired it, had it in his possession. And my son was there, and when he first saw the plaque, he said a friend of his had one hanging on his wall at the house. So I went out and talked to him, And after a bunch of breastbeating, he finally surrendered the plaque, which was found in the back room of the Superstition Inn when it caught fire. And there was an auction, and that's how he got hold of it. Well, he released it to us, and end of story, right? Well, not quite. So in 1991, October, 100 years exactly after the death of the Dutchman, the monument was rededicated with E Vitus Clampus on the property that belonged to the Don's Club, where the Don's Club monument is today. There was a discussion that the other two plaques, the one found in Santa Barbara and the one found here in Apache Junction in the back room of the inn, which evidently was remade to replace the one that was stolen but never put back up, or was just there in case. And it was decided, but I'm not sure that it ever happened, that they were going to take the two plaques that were found and put them at the border of California and Arizona and New Mexico and Arizona. I don't think that ever happened, but then that's just another mystery of the Superstition Mountains.
Thank you for watching this episode of Mysteries of the Superstition Mountains.